Up IG Live. I know y'all miss me. Going on Facebook Live right now. Remember, I don't own the rights to this song, so I don't want Facebook or Instagram to cut me off. Facebook is loading up right now. Yes, you see the topic. Men's talk. I didn't come on yesterday. I'm gonna wait till this load up right here. Make sure you get my Facebook.
You gotta lower it.
Okay. Which one?
Yeah.
Why?
You don't hear yourself.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Lower it.
Right here.
Mhm.
Alright. Right there.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Alright. There we go. Okay, so yes again. We on Facebook Live? Yes, we on Facebook Live. What up, everybody on Facebook? It is Men's Talk. It's not Monday, but it's Men's Talk, okay? So, the reason why we didn't get on yesterday...
Hold on. This one has comments from Facebook.
Okay.
And this one is the Zoom. Which one do you want to look at?
The comments from Facebook.
Okay. I'm going to slow down though. See? You want to make sure it's not freezing up.
So, how will I see the other one? Like if they comment.
You can't.
Oh, okay, I just keep this one.
I'm going to check.
Alright.
Going yesterday, you said?
Oh, so again, y'all see the topic, Men's Talk. I don't trust my spouse, right? I didn't come on yesterday just because of the fact that, it was the finals. It was the college basketball finals, which we saw Kansas won that game, right? Saw Kansas came back. I watched a little bit because my team was already out, which is Duke. Just so you know, I'm a Duke fan, so my team had already got eliminated by the Tar Heels, which I was very disappointed at, right? So I just want to make sure everything's clear. We doing a new Zoom on Facebook, and we're also streaming it from Instagram, guys. So just want to make sure everything's going good and working well. And we're going to go ahead and get into this topic, So I'm going to just go ahead and I had the What's Love Got to Do With It plan because I wanted to talk about the trust with your spouse, right? So, my fellas, I do not trust my spouse. Now, I know a lot of you probably like, where are you going with this topic, right? Where are you going? And if you married, you should trust your spouse in everything, right? You should trust them in everything. Let's think about that. Let's think about it. Should you trust them in everything or certain things or everything or just a little bit of something that you trust them? So, I'm going to go over a couple things that you probably won't admit or say right off front, or you don't trust your spouse in this area. So the first area I'm going to go with is, do you trust your spouse? Since this is men's talk, so I'm hollering at my fellas right here. Do you trust your wife with her girlfriends? Right? That's one. I'm going to go through a couple of them, then I'm going to go back over them again. With her girlfriends. Or do you trust her going out of town? Planning events, family events, or booking trips, right? Do you trust your wife with money? Or do you trust her with going to certain spots in the city? Do you trust her with going to certain spots in the city alone? Do you trust her with your car? Right? Do you trust her with your car? Do you trust her to pay some of the bills? Do you trust her with paying some of the bills? Do you trust her with making sure the kids eat healthy. You know, making sure the kids eat healthy. Do you trust her with that? What about shopping? Do you trust your wife with shopping? Right? You trust your wife with shopping, the spending too much. Trust her with important meetings, certain important meetings. Do you trust your wife with that? Finishing projects around the house. And I know us, man, we could be bad about finishing a project around the house, right? We can be bad about that. But we do have those wives that do projects also around the house that might not get finished. What about laundry? Do you trust her with laundry? With her work friends. Do you trust your wife with her work friends? What about this one? Do you trust your wife with keeping secrets between y'all? Right? Trust your wife with gossiping. Gossiping is another one. What about eating out? Do you trust her with going out to eat? Do you trust her at the gym? Do you trust your wife at the gym? And do you trust her when she decides she want to have a little sip, a nice little drink? Do you trust her, right? So these are the areas that I'm just going to elaborate over and go over some of the things of why you might not trust and things to resolve the issue of trust. Because the first one is out of town. That's a real deal. That's a real big one right there. Going out of town alone, either on a girl's trip or going on a business. If your wife worked out of town for business meeting, going out of town, do you trust your wife? And it could be a couple of things that might not allow you to trust your wife in this area, because maybe one time she went out of town, she had an affair, or maybe she went overboard with some of the things that she did out of town, or she didn't carry herself as a wife and she carried herself as if she was single. You know? So that's one thing. And if that's the case right there, you don't trust her, and you have those certain reasons of not trusting your spouse of going out of town because she don't know how to handle the freedom of being out of town, right? Not saying that she don't have freedom back at home, but I'm saying the freedom of just being on her own and being able to carry herself, not get manipulated by men while she's out of town, you know, or not getting, you know, not just feeling like she's just too free of the marriage. You get what I'm saying? And so this might have happened to you fellas on here. You might have had where, you know, your wife did something like that, or she just started, you know, acting like, or she got an attitude and then she had this issue like she didn't want to talk to you or be around you, or didn't even want to take your phone calls out of town. So you don't trust your spouse. I mean, you don't trust your wife in that issue. So how can we change that? What can we do to change that? When she go out of town, or before she go out of town, first thing you should do is give her some. You should give her some before she leave to go out of town. So then she don't have a want or need to fill those sexual voids. You know, so you should definitely, your wife going out of town on a girl's trip, or she going out of town on a business trip, you need to give her some D, right? You need to give her that. You need to, you know, do the works, the whole nine, you know, go downtown, whatever you got to do, fellas. You know, go downtown. Matter of fact, she going out of town, go downtown and give it a D. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like that's the cherry on top. So do that. Also, when she go out of town, send her text messages that how you're thinking about her, or how you miss her, or, you know, little, you know, nice little things. Even if, you know, if she's staying at a certain spot, send her some flowers, send her some stuff, you know. make it where it don't feel like you're checking up on her, but where y'all both are communicating back and forth, where it's nobody checking on each other. Y'all just communicating, seeing how things going. And you know, you're her friend, you're her best friend while you're out of town. Like, you're her friend while you're out of town, and you're advising her, and she's just telling you about everything that's going on, all the situations, what the event, or how the job's going, or anything like that. So you actually want to keep that line of communication open if your wife travels out of town, right? And I know that can really affect your marriage as far as your wife traveling out of town. Or if she's going on a girls trip, hit her up, you know, not to be a bugaboo, but hit her up and maybe even send her some, you might want to send her some nice pictures. You know what I mean by that, nice pictures, right? So, that's one thing you might not trust your spouse with. What about this? Planning events or family events or booking a trip. You might not trust your wife with booking a trip or planning an event because she might book a trip in a hotel that is messed up. And I ain't gonna lie, my wife had done it before. I'm like, yo, what was you thinking when you booked this room? You know my style. You know I don't like this. You know. But also I can't fault her on that because I got to be more involved. And that's the thing. So like if she booked or she planned something, she just planned it all like, you know, low budget planning a trip and the events or something y'all want to do, and you like, what happened? Like, you didn't talk to me. It's looking a mess. I'm not even enjoying this trip because I don't even feel comfortable where we stay. I don't feel comfortable what we doing. It's just, and you try to give her the wheel and the keys to drive this vehicle to plan y'all a nice trip, and she kind of just messed up. Now, even though she messed up, it's a good thing she tried, right? It's good that she tried, so don't go too hard on her. But you know, going forward, when it's time to plan a trip or event or something family event, you gotta put your hands in something like that. So you might not trust in that thing. So when you don't trust her in that aspect, then you might need to put a little bit more input. What about money? Money's a big deal. Money's a big deal. Me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the spender. My wife is the penny pincher, right? I like to spend. She like to pinch, right? And so, in situations, she has to cut me off. I'm not even gonna lie, and it's a good thing. She has to cut me off on my spending because she know me. She don't trust me with too much of freedom with the money that we have or the extra funds that we have to do things. Or like if she say, hey babe, go out there and, you know, go get you a shirt, but the shirt turn into pants, jeans, and shoes. You get what I'm saying? She was like, hey, all you were supposed to go do is get a shirt. You was just supposed to get a shirt, but you got jeans and shoes. You got all these. You got shoes that match. You got jeans you can wear. You was just supposed to go get a nice shirt, but you went and got a whole outfit, right? So that right there can start a major issue, and vice versa. So like, you know, my wife, you know, she's good with money. So far as, you know, me trusting her with money, I really trust her really good with money and how she handles our money and manage our money. And the way everything is pretty much put into their sectors and how we diversify our money as far as how we go. And then certain aspects of money I deal with maybe more leaning towards more the investment side. But far as the everyday other money, that she might deal a little bit more with that, and she handles that a lot better. What about certain spots that your wife might go to? What I mean by that, maybe it's a certain lounge that she go to, and you don't trust your wife when she goes to that lounge. You know, she gets a little chatty when she goes to that lounge. It's her lounge, but she gets a little chatty. You don't trust it. You think there's opportunities for somebody to creep in or talk to your wife or something like that, and you don't trust your wife in that spot, you know she probably can't handle herself in that environment. She starts to have a little bit too much fun. You get what I'm saying? She started to have herself a little bit too much fun, and you probably seen it before when you went to a certain spot, but you just don't trust her to go to that spot by herself. You don't think she will be able to hold it down while she's in that spot by herself. What about your car? Because you know us fellas, we love our cars. We love to drive our vehicle. We like to keep it clean. That's another thing, you know. When she have your car, do you think, you know, she driving it super fast? You know, do she go to the right place to get the oil change if she want to do a favor for you? Or just, you know, if she want to do a favor and get it washed and she take it to some rinky dink and you know you take yours to the top place to go get it washed, or like I said, or she want to get the car and she go pick up her girlfriends and they just all around the city in your car, eating in your car. You know, you don't trust her with your car. You know what I'm saying? You don't trust her going out in your car because maybe your car might be nicer than her car, or you know, or she like driving the truck. You know what I mean? You know, some of them, they like driving the truck over their car sometimes because they sitting high, but they're driving crazy. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to handle a big vehicle like that. They driving the truck. So you might not trust your wife with driving your car. You're like, oh no, babe, you know, where you gotta go again? I'll drive you. I don't know if you should drive the truck. You know? Paying bills. This is a major thing right here. Paying bills. You might have your wife paying certain bills in the household, right? And you expect those bills to get paid. And not saying that she can't forget or she forgot about it, but you would like those bills to be on time, and you find out that they're not being paid on time, and you find out that she might just be paying a little bit so she can do her shopping. You know, she's cutting the bill in half. You know, instead of, if the bill's $100, she's only paying half the bill, and then the other half of the 50, she's going to get her nails done. You get what I'm saying? You don't trust her with paying the bills, and you want her to pay the bills like they need to be paid. But you seeing the letters in the mail, and you like, what's this bill for? And why is it so high? Right? Why is this bill so high? You get what I'm saying? So you might not trust your wife with paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? You might think, you know what? This is not an area that you're strong in. And that's what it comes in. And when these bills come in and then you see something, you got to have that discussion like, so what happened? You know what I'm saying? Because the bill is not caught up. You're only paying a portion of the bill. What's going on? We need to sit down and talk, you know. Or, you know, something might get cut off. And she might have had the money, or she might have forgot about the bill and something got cut off. And you're like, yo, how did it get cut off? Well, I use this money to do something with that money, and that money, I didn't have enough for that. And it turns into that conversation where, you know, they taking from Paul to pay Peter, but then you can't pay Paul back because you done used that money somewhere. What about your kids, as far as them eating healthy? You know, you might have that wife that always want to give the kids a snack just so they can get out of her face. You know, she might give them a snack, or they might eat a little bit too much candy, right? They might eat a little bit too much candy, and so you're already paying a dentist fee for them eating candy and stuff, and she's not helping the issue, and you don't trust her around sweets with the kids. Or when she go to the store, it's like every time we're at the grocery store counter, she has to buy them a snack. Like, that's what they're obligated. Like it's like an everyday thing. Like, now we at the checkout line and they gotta get their favorite. It's like a free fall with all the candies and stuff at the line, at the checkout line, right? That, you know, you don't trust her with it. Like you just don't trust her with, you know, the eating of your kids. You know, you're like, yo, you know, we need to eat a little bit better, you know. And there's always like a McDonald's episode going on, or, you know, Checkers or Burger King episode going on every twice a week or 3 times during the week. every time she passed by it and the kids say McDonald's, she got to pull over. She got to pull over every time the kids say McDonald's. It's like, you know, and you gonna pass by McDonald's like every 2 lights, and she pulls over, and excuse me, and you don't trust her with that. What about spending too much money? I know this. I know you fellas know this. Spending too much money. Do you trust her with the credit card? Right? Do you really trust her with the credit card? Do you have to call the credit card people to tell them like, yo, she got a certain limit if my card go over this much, I need y'all to shut it down. Right? I need y'all to shut it down. She spends too much. I do not trust her with my credit card or my bank cards or the cash that I give her to you know, she spends a little bit too much, right? And so how do you handle this spending habit? You know, again, it goes back to the number one thing is conversating about like, look, when you go out, we got to set a certain limit. You can't overspend, right? And you're actually just going outside of our budget, and now we're not hitting our goal. We're not hitting our mark as far as where we're trying to be financially, right? Now she's hurting the team because she's spending too much, you know. And so these are conversations, fellas, you really have to sit down with your wife and have, you know, say, hey, babe, I love to see you in the nice clothes that you get. I love to see you in the nice shoes that you get and stuff like that. I love the purses. I love it when we go out. You look very good. You look good. You look awesome. But I think it's time we got to cut back on some of the stuff. You already got a lot of nice stuff. And, you know, I understand we got this limit on the credit card, but you're just taking advantage of the limit. And I'm starting not to really trust you with handling this credit card or handling this cash, right? Important meetings, right? It's like now, this is the next one. Important meetings. She's just caught up in a lot of things, right? And y'all can comment on this if y'all feel the same way, fellas. You know what I'm saying? She's caught up in a lot of things that she's forgetting about the important things. You know, the important meetings that y'all need to have as a couple. You know, she's going about her daily work life, and she's not having the financial meeting that you should be having once a week or even twice a week with you. You know what I mean? Just to go over, just to see where y'all at on the money. You know what I mean? See where everything's at on the money. See what what y'all about to do with this money. You know, having those important meetings, or even if it's like your marriage is on the brinks or on the rocks right now, and you need to have that counseling session. And she's just skipping out on the counseling session every time y'all ready to go to counseling. You're trying to make it work. You're working on making your marriage work, but she finds a reason to not go to these important meetings because maybe she don't even like the counselor. Maybe she don't even like the therapist, you know, or maybe something's going on with her and mentally, or maybe something might be going on with her physically as far as her health, and she don't want to go get that physical. She don't want to go get that mammogram. She don't want those important meetings that she's not, and you don't trust her with, you know, important meetings just about her well-being, about her, you know, and she's just putting them off, and you don't trust her, so you have to make those meetings for her. You have to make those appointments for her, fellas. You know, it's nothing wrong, and usually the wife usually do this in a relationship, but it's nothing wrong with the husband taking the initiative to set your wife up with a physical, to set your wife up with a mammogram. She might be scared, you know, and if she is, that's when you say, you know, babe, I'm going to go with you. We can do this together. I'm going to set you up with a meeting, or, you know, anything that's going on. It might be mental issues. She might be going through a depression, you know. You want to set her up with these meetings. You're like, hey, I really think, you know, you need to go check on your mental state. And she's like, no, I'm okay. And you're really seeing the effect. She's affecting the kids, and she's affecting the family, and she's not making these important meetings that she really need to go do. And in far as even women that just, you know, you might have just, the wife might have just had a baby, and she might be going through postpartum, right, with the baby, and you start to see this. You got to set up those important meetings with different therapists and stuff finishing a project around the house, right? You don't trust her with finishing a project around the house. Maybe she wanted to paint a room and she painted it halfway, right? She didn't finish painting the room. You know, something that she wanted to do, you know, and she didn't finish it, you know. Or she wanted to hang up some pictures, you know, and she hung up 3 pictures and the other 9 or 10 pictures are laying there not hung up, you know what I mean? Those type of things. Or she started the garden in the back, or she started the garden and she digged the holes and she saw it got too hard, but she just planted it halfway and didn't plant all the rest of the other plants now, or the fruit or the vegetables, and now they died and she's not taking care of that, right? Projects around the house, you know. Or, you know, she cleans up but she don't clean all the way, right? She might, you know, clean, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, but she didn't take the time to clean everything, you know. She might have cleaned the toilet and the shower and she called that cleaning the bathroom, you know, and she didn't finish the project with like mopping the floor, wiping the windows, cleaning the sink. So you don't trust her. And some of these are small issues, some of these are big issues, and some of these small issues can turn into big issues if you don't deal with them, right? We all agree with that, right? So another thing about you might not trust your spouse in, right? Laundry. She might not know how to do laundry, or she might know how to do laundry, and she might wash one of your shirts the wrong way, you know, or wash one of your outfits the wrong way, and she's done that numerous of times. She's shrunk your shirt, outfits, or your pants, or she don't bleach. She done this numerous times, and you say, you know what, I would just take the initiative to wash my own clothes. Or when it comes to those certain outfits, you say, nah, you can wash these, but you can't wash these shirts or these pants. Nah, I'll handle that because they got to be washed a certain way, right? And all this comes back with is understanding, right? You want it to be, it comes back to having an understanding. What about work friends? Do you trust her with her work friends? Or her work friends always trying to put her up to something? Like, girl, go out this weekend. You know, you can go out. He won't let you go out this weekend with us. You know, or, you know, or just, you know, saying something like, yo, that guy like you. You know, you see him, you know, and she start entertaining the fact or something like that. You know, because work friends can really, what you call it, not intimidate, but work friends can really influence your life at home too as well. You know what I mean? And they can actually, you know, instigate. That's the word I was looking for. Work friends can instigate a lot of situations that you're used to not doing, or she's not used to doing. You know, if she got work friends and they can instigate, like, girl, let's go out, have some drinks and stuff. And she goes out and then it turns into something else, you know. Or she goes out and at first it started with, hey girl, let's go out and catch something to eat. And first it's just going out to catch something to eat. Then she call you like, hey babe, yeah, we just finished eating. Well, is it okay if we go out to this lounge and have some drinks and stuff? We just about to leave the restaurant. And you're like, you know, those are the work friends that are single. They ain't got nobody. The work friends that don't got nobody, right? They're single, so they ready to mingle and they living their best single life, right? So now you don't trust your wife around her work friends because you feel that she can't either stand up or hold her own as your wife out in public, right? Keeping secrets. You don't trust your wife keeping a secret between you two, right? And I know this goes on with a lot of marriage. I know this goes on where, you know, y'all probably talk about something and she slips up with the secret. And you're like, oh, why did you say that? I thought it was just between me and you. And, oh, babe, I forgot. right? But now you don't trust her with keeping a secret. Like, man, even, and I'm not even talking about just like, associate friends. I'm talking about even keeping a secret from the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell the kids we're gonna do this weekend and stuff. And I know how one of our kids, that you tell him something, he runs 100 miles with it. Like, you can't come back, you can't retrace the statement or nothing. So it's like, yeah, babe, we're going out of town this weekend, but don't tell the kids that we're going, okay? And then it's like, yeah, so when we get ready to take the flight, oh, we're going out of town, mommy? Like, what happened, right? Told you not even tell that secret. Yeah, we going out of town. Oh, yeah, we something like that. When? Now it's all these questions. Now you can't keep them in check, because you could say something like, hey, y'all be good. I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all gonna love it. But the stipulation is y'all just be good. Handle yourself. Do your homework. Do your reading and stuff like that. And now that they know about the trip, they just think they're already on vacation. Right? So, you don't trust your wife with gossiping. And certain women can gossip and some women can go overboard. And the gossiping is a real bad thing, And you might walk in the house from somewhere and you might hear her talking about somebody. You're like, who y'all talking about? Like, y'all up there gossiping. Who y'all gossiping about? I'm not just saying it's associate. They could be gossiping about the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why y'all gossiping about the family? Or why y'all, So you don't trust her because, she will gossip about things going on with the family. You know what I'm saying? She might gossip about that. And you're like, wow, right? Really? Right? You talking about the cousin, you talking about the uncle, the auntie, the grandma, the mom. She always act like this. And you talking to your girlfriend, and now everybody's being fake. Right? Because when the gossip go down and y'all in the room, now here come the fake sauce, because that's what gossip brings. So you don't trust her. Like, hey, that's when you cut it out as husband. It's like, look, I know you talking to your girl, but y'all need to quit. Right? Eating out. You don't trust your wife with eating out, right? And what I mean by that is, she gotta eat out all the time. She don't want to cook. Or anytime you're not around, she goes somewhere like Chipotle numerous times. She's a Dunkin' Donut membership. She got a Dunkin' Donut membership. Every Dunkin' Donut she passed by, she has to get her a latte, bagel, something. She just eating out all the time. You do not trust her with going out to eat, or she going out with her girlfriend and she just ordering the whole menu, right? It's just, mimosas and champagne and all this, and you looking at that bill going back to the credit card bill, or whatever, and you like, who ate with y'all? Like, what happened, right? You don't trust her with that bill. You don't trust her with going out to eat, and then when she do pick a place to go out to eat, it's not within your means or budget, or she just, you're like, dude, like, I wanted to eat, but I ain't even into this place. I don't even trust that. You get what I'm saying? I don't trust that you going out to eat. And then you might not trust your wife at the gym, right? You might find your wife wearing too much attractive stuff, and it might have been an incident where you might have walked in the gym, or you came and then you found out she got a male gym partner. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I didn't know you had a dude as your personal trainer. Like, I thought your personal trainer was a female, you know what I'm saying? But you working out with, Zeus over here, that's all big and buff, and like, y'all a little bit kind of close, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trusting that right there, you know what I'm saying? At the gym, you always wearing these nice outfits, when you go into the gym, And so how can you gain this trust? We can go to the gym together. Or we don't even have to have a gym membership. We can have the gym at home. Right? I don't trust my spouse, right? So is that a bad thing? Or is that a good thing? In my opinion, I feel like this. This is my opinion only, you know what I'm saying? Take it for what you want. But my opinion is, I feel that it's certain situations that you can trust your wife with everything. You know she's got it. But I feel there's certain things that you really have to work on, in your marriage, on trusting on certain things that you really don't trust. And there's nothing wrong with addressing your wife and say, look, and this is why you got to address it this way. Look, I really don't trust you doing this. And you got to use that word trust. You got to use that word trust. You got to say, look, I really don't trust you doing this or doing that or going here or, you know, and you got to say it. And so, because what happens is when you say, I don't trust you, that's a deep word with a woman. Like, that's like, what? You don't trust me? Like, I'm your wife? That's deep. But then when you go with that word trust, then you got to break down of why, and you got to show her previous things that she didn't allow you to have that trust in her to accomplish what she's about to do or where she's going or whatever she's about to do, and you don't trust it. You got to let her know, like the last time you did this, you know, so and so, this went down, and then the time before that and stuff. So I don't know if you really can handle yourself or you can handle this right. So, like, I'm really not trusting you in this situation. And if I can help you or, you know, coach you through it. And there's nothing with coaching your wife through a situation that you don't trust in, because all they're doing is helping both of you. You're also actually learning her strength and her weakness in whatever you didn't trust her in. You know what I mean? You're learning her strength and her weakness of whatever you didn't trust her in. And when you tell her you don't trust her, it's also letting her know that, you know, I'm crying out to you to let you know that I can help you. You know, I'm not saying I just don't trust you and nah, I ain't letting you do that. Like, it's done. Whatever I say is done. I ain't trust you. You can't handle it. No. What you crying out to her is basically saying I can help you, when you saying, look, I don't trust you in this situation. And you got to remember to explain that to her. You know what I'm saying? You got to explain it to her, because when you say you don't trust her, she's going to feel a certain type of way. And there's nothing wrong with her feeling that way. She got to have that hurt first, but then you got to come back with, what I'm doing is really letting you know that I'm calling out to help you. I'm really here to assist you, you know, in this situation, because I know you can't handle it the way you should handle it, or the way it could be handled in a different manner for both of us. And I just want to coach you. I want to coach you through this situation. You know what I mean? So, and that's pretty much it right there when it comes to you saying you don't trust your spouse. And there's nothing wrong with not trusting your spouse in certain areas of your relationship. And especially if it's hurting your marriage, right? If it's hurting your marriage like that, then it's nothing wrong with addressing her and telling her, like, look, I'm not trusting him when you go out of town because, you know, you had an affair, you know, and I can't get through that. I can't move on, so I need to be coached. We need to be coached together. We need to walk through this together. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go across that because, you know, actually me and my wife came across an incident, like I said, with the spending, because like I said, I like to spend, and she felt that she couldn't trust me with my spending habits. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to my spending habit, I took the initiative and said, let's sit down and go over this and why you really don't feel that way, you know, or why you feel that now I'm hurting the family, you know. And so she went over and she showed me pretty much evidence of stuff that she said that, you know, that was unnecessary, right? She showed me evidence of stuff that was unnecessary. And I had to agree. I did agree that it was unnecessary. I still tried to fight my point a little bit, but it kind of was whack. So, so yeah, right there, it was certain things that was really unnecessary, and some things it was just like I felt I had to do it for me, you know. And that's one thing you don't want to feel that way. Like, you know, you want to discuss a lot of things that if you feel like you got to do something for you, you really want to discuss that before you make that move, you know, with your wife. So, fellas, I hope y'all enjoyed this call. I hope y'all got a lot out of this call. Those are just some key issues that I know that a lot of marriages go through. A lot of marriages I came across with the trust issue. I know that infidelity is a major issue. Once, you know, somebody steps out, then it's really hard to gain that trust with anything, wherever they go, whoever they on the phone with and stuff. And the best advice I can give anybody that's watching this, and you're going through that, right? And you don't trust them because of the infidelity, and you're still trying to make it work, or you're still working on making it work. The best advice I can give you is to pray to God about that issue. To pray that God delivered them from that issue, that you do not trust them, so that you can gain that trust with them. You know what I mean? Just pray about that issue. Talk to God. Say, hey, look, I don't know, I'm not trusting her when she be on the phone, you know, or whatever, because of what happened. I just pray, and see what you do is with that, you know, you pray that she get closer to God, right? So that's one thing that you must do every day, fellas, every day, because that's the power of a wife. Pray that your wife get closer to God, because that's going to help you in the long run, because a wife is always praying for her husband. If she really loves you, she always putting a covering over you. She's always making sure that you are around for the long run, the long haul, that you're going to be okay in everything that you do. So you want to pray for your wife that, you know, she get closer to God. And as she get closer to God, I'm going to tell you, a lot of blessings are going to pour out on you that you probably been waiting on, or y'all been waiting on, or she's been waiting on. Those blessings are going to just start overflowing, guys. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see y'all next Monday. Like I said, I didn't get y'all in this Monday because, you know, it was basketball time, you know, for the game, whatever. But again, don't forget to check out our Instagram, marriage.p.o.r.n, acronym P.O.R.N, pure, open, renew, and navigate. Don't forget to check that out on Instagram. That's how it's spelled out, marriage porn with the acronym on Instagram. Also, so follow us on there. Also, go to our web page right there. We got direct.me/Barker Worldwide. It's a lot of information on there about me and my wife, how we doing this platform with marriages and couples and stuff like that. We got a lot of other ventures if you want to know about finances, if you want to take a couple of classes that we have and hosting. Actually, we're going to have the actual agenda of each class that we're starting up. So then if you want to attend just one class, we'll have an agenda on that class. And we're going to have, for next month, what we're going to do is we're going to set it up towards the end of the month. And we'll have different agendas if you want to attend those classes. And those classes are going to be more in depth than what we talk about on the actual Instagram and Facebook and the YouTube, because we're going to get deep. It's going to be a personal Zoom, you know, and like I said, it's going to be confidential, you know, personal Zoom, confidential. We're going to get to the root of certain problems, certain issues, and then we can also start going through steps to help navigate through your marriage the best way possible. So again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Y'all been amazing. God bless. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Stay positive. Stay blessed. Pray every day. Get to the top. Build an empire. Build a legacy with your family. And Let's do it. Marriages, hey, let's go. So, good night, everybody. Y'all have a blessed one. See you later, Instagram. And then I'm out right here on Facebook. Which, I'm going to have my wife come back in here. And, I don't know if I got her mouse. Yeah, I got her mouse. So I'm going to have my wife come back in here. And we're going to shut down this Facebook. But again, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And y'all have a great, blessed night.